All right. So here are 11 players missing from the Super Eagles AFCON list. Before we get into the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you very much. And at number 1, we start with Ikechukwu Ezenwa, goalkeeper for Heartland FC in the NPFL. It is notable because Ezenwa had been to the last 2 competitions for the Super Eagles, the 2018 World Cup and the 2019 AFCON in Egypt. He participated in both competitions, at least he was present in both competitions, and now he is finally being dropped from the Super Eagles. The one slight against him was the fact that he kept on getting undeserved call-ups. There were times that he wasn't playing for his club, or either he wasn't playing well for his club, and he was still getting call-ups for the national team. So I'm guessing the new coach saw that and decided to put a change to it. Even though John Noble has not been playing for Ayimba lately, still that decision was made. And next, number 2, Kevin Akpoguma, Hoffenheim defender. This is a player that can really put his hands up and say, look, I deserve to be at the AFCON. And I don't think anybody will have a problem with that statement, because this is a guy that has 15 appearances in the Bundesliga, 2 goals, 2 assists for his club, has been played in multiple positions for his club, played central defense, played right back, played right midfield. So this is a player that's qualified for the national team, and I don't know what this decision was about, but it seems like a wrong one. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite us in the butt. But moving on, number 3, Semi Ajayi, a West Brom defender, plays in the championship, the English championship. He has been on the fringes of the Super Eagles for a while. He had got a couple call-ups this year, but not as of late. Not the last few matches, he has not been called up. So this came not much as a surprise. He probably expected it. At the moment, he is not even in the lineup for his club, so this will be a good opportunity for him to fight and make his way back into his team's lineup, and maybe in the future get back with the Super Eagles. We got matches coming up, World Cup qualifiers, the 2 legs coming up, and we got the World Cup coming up if we qualify. So all is not lost. And at number 4, we have Calvin Bassey, the Rangers fullback / central defender lately. This is a guy that's been called up for the national team but never took the field for the squad. So this is also not much of a surprise, seeing that the new coach came in, never called him up for the national team, doesn't have a relationship with him. I feel like those factors will always make it hard for one to make the squad in this situation right here. And next we have Tyrone Ebuehi, fullback for Venezia in the Serie A. This is a player that's also a fan favorite. I feel like a lot of people are disappointed that he didn't make the squad, but we also have to understand that he needs time to really get back to the form that we expect him to be at. This is a guy that's just working himself back from a serious injury, and he needs time, and this is a good opportunity for him to just play his football, focus on his club, and see what happens from here. Like I said earlier, there are more games coming up, World Cup hopefully, so there's more things to play for. Next, you have a guy that was definitely going to be on the squad. Ogenekara Etebo surely was going to be on the squad, got injured earlier this season, and that just shattered his chances of making the plane to Egypt. This is a guy that's normally a starter for the team, even though his starting position would have been on the threat in this competition with Joe Rebo and even Kelechi Nwakali coming into the squad. Next up, we have Anayor Walla, Esperance of Tunisia, former Ayimba player. The Tunisian league kind of went on break a few weeks ago, and that made it hard for Anayor Walla. This is another down part of getting a new coach right before the tournament, because you never know what Gena Raw's plan was for Anayor Walla, and now he doesn't make the team. Next up, we have Bonke Innocent, defensive midfielder from Malmö in Sweden. This is a guy that's probably had more appearances than anybody in the Super Eagles. 13 appearances in the Champions League altogether when you add the group stages and the qualification stages. This is a guy that's played a lot of games. He played for the Super Eagles against Cape Verde, the match that most of our stars missed. He was in that match and we got a win in that match. But apart from that, he has not really featured for the Super Eagles. Wasn't much of a surprise unless you look at the numbers alone and you see that he has played a lot of games and it could have been needed for the Super Eagles, but it is what it is. He was not selected. And next you have Cyril Dessers, a striker for Feyenoord in the Dutch First Division. This is a situation where a player gets on form and it's a little bit too late. At first he had gone to Genk, where Paul Onuachu plays right now. He was actually supposed to be the starting striker for Genk, but once the season started, he just had a dramatic loss of form, and next thing you know, Onuachu gets in there and scores 30 goals plus in that season. So what do you know? Cyril Dessers has to go on loan somewhere else, and he finds himself at Feyenoord and ends up playing good football. He is a super sub there, but he does score goals for him, timely goals for him, has been doing pretty good for him in the Dutch First Division. And yeah, he doesn't make the team, but that doesn't mean the future is locked for him. He can still make the team in the future. He just has to keep on performing, keep on that rich vein of form, and let's see where it takes you when the next competition rolls around. And next, speaking of Paul Onuachu, we're talking about Paul Onuachu, who got injured just a couple weeks ago and will be missing the AFCON because of injury. Another player who definitely was going to be there, surely Onuachu was going to be there only because of injury. A hamstring injury has held him back from the national team, and it's a sad story. Like I said, Onuachu had over 30 goals last season. This season he has 12 goals and 18 appearances in the league alone. I mean, this is a guy that is a goal machine. He is a walking goal. I mean, he's just that serious when it comes to putting the ball into the back of the net. And it's a sad thing that he's not going to be rewarded by going to the AFCON. But like I said about the previous guys, there's still more competition, and let's see how it goes. Next, you have Anthony Nwakeme, winger for Trabzonspor out of Turkey. This is a player that has been putting up numbers back to back seasons, been doing it for his team in Turkey. I mean, he always has double-digit assists, double-digit goals every season, has been doing his thing, and he has been overlooked by the national team. We say because he plays in Turkey, we say because of his age. I don't know about any of that. I just feel like he has been, overlooked at times, maybe wrongly so. And it is what it is. We just got to admit what it is and move on. Last but not least, Samuel Kalou, winger out of Bordeaux in the French League One. This exclusion did not come much as a surprise to me. He has not been doing much for his club side. Plus, he has had health issues. I feel like this is an opportunity for him to look in the mirror and get himself together. This is a player of immense quality. They're not going to give you the number 10 at Bordeaux if you're an average player. This is a player with good quality, and he just needs to get back to his best. So, yeah, those are 11 players left off the Super Eagles squad. I would add the trio of Demola Lookman, Abere Eze, and Ovi Ajaria. We've been hearing the same story for ages. They're close to joining the Super Eagles. They are close to being cleared by FIFA, but they're not yet playing for the Super Eagles. So we just gonna have to focus on the guys that we got already. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.